Kobbie Mainoo, is he really a problem at Manchester United? An in-depth report that we're going to get into tonight on Kobbie Mainoo behind the scenes at Manchester United. We're going to get through all of that and let you decide what you think. I'm going to give you the 3 ways that this report will be looked at. I'm going to add on top of that what I have been told about this report on the side also, as well as all of the other news around Manchester United tonight, including injury updates, returns to training, and an absolute Southgate bombshell right at the back end of the show as well tonight. So stay tuned for that one. We'll have a little bit of a laugh. We need them as United fans, don't we? This is For Every Night TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to this evening's live show, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It is full on tonight. Again, straight after this, we're right on to football talks, where tonight we are actually doing a football jersey kit giveaway on that watch along between Barca and PSG. Come on, it's the only game you can watch tonight, isn't it? That's coming later on Football Talk, so join us after this live show here on FUTV. Let's get into this show. Let's get into all the news. Get your comments in the live chat, everyone, and get in with all of your input and your thoughts on this. This is going to divide opinion again a little bit. So, Kobbie Mainoo, before I start with this report, some of you may have seen this report online and little bits of it. I have spoken with Sully as well about this today, and I'll tell you what he said to me earlier on top of this. By the way, this would have been approved by Manchester United to come out, and this adds to the intrigue in this report as well. Stuff like this, Sully would have made sure that he got the go-ahead on. It is praising Kobbie Mainoo in big parts in this as well. Before we get into it, though, again, there is so many different ways you can look at it, and I want to break down the 3 main ways that I think it's going to be brought up on social media and given opinions on. We'll go through all of them and let me know what you think and which category you slot into out of the 3. But again, let's just make this very clear. Not one player is bigger than this football club, Kobbie Mainoo, and his agents. Well, his agent speaks for Kobbie. This is the problem, and where it's got a bit murky watered with Kobbie Mainoo. He needs to get in line and earn his place in this side. I've said it all along. If United are losing, there's not really an argument for Ruben and the club. That's my stance on Kobbie Mainoo. We needed to be winning. It's not. So, again, this doesn't look good on Ruben, in my opinion, but you tell me. Let's get into it and what has actually been said with Kobbie Mainoo. You may have seen little bits of it and little snippets of what has been said, but the general breakdown in this is that we have got an in-depth look, and Manchester United sources and people within the football club have been talking about Kobbie Mainoo, about his professionalism, how he is knuckling down and getting on with training, how he is working harder. He's actually doing more fitness lessons on the side of training and more conditioning work on the side of normal training. Some put on by Ruben Amorim, the club would say. Some people are actually saying that this is Kobbie Mainoo himself in his fight to get fit. This is this type of story with Manchester United Academy players. You just look at this, and there is a chance here that Kobbie could be thrown in to a conversation like a Garnacho, like a Marcus Rashford, like a problem player. And we have all talked about this. I have talked about it myself. And when you don't know the full ins and outs and the truth about what's going on at the football club, you speculate, you wonder, and you guess. And we have done before. We do know factually that Kobbie wants a new contract. That's there, though. And it is being driven by the agency. And what did I say? What did I say when we were talking about this? Get ready for a Kobbie Mainoo story to come out one way or the other. You'll get 2 sides to it that get published. It'll be his agent side that go through some side of the media, and then you'll be another one that goes from the club side. And I would say United, I guess, have allowed this story to go out and everyone can see it. He's being professional. He's putting on extra training sessions. He's working harder and trying to get into this side and wants to fight his way back into Manchester United's starting 11 under Ruben Amorim. He is not kicking up 1 ounce of a stink at all at Manchester United right now. No problems whatsoever with anyone in and around the football club. That's been made very, very clear on this. He has been the model pro, fully professional, extra work rate, doing everything he should do. Staff, though, absolutely bewildered by how Kobbie Mainoo has not got more game time under Ruben Amorim. So, the story comes out from Manchester United sources within the club, because only sources within the club will know that Kobbie Mainoo is doing all this extra training, is the model pro, and is working harder than he's ever worked before to try and fight for his place back in the side. So they are the ones reporting this. The club have allowed this, no doubt, to go out and be reported because it's shining light on one of their academy graduates, one of their rising stars, Kobbie Mainoo. But what does this tell us if some members of the staff at Manchester United are actually looking at this and saying they cannot believe he's not back in the side? It doesn't look good, does it? It really doesn't. Kobbie Mainoo's progression is a concern for him not getting game time. I mean, look at it this way. If you're a player right now and you just burst onto the scene and you're not getting the game time, oh, my body light again, and you're not getting the game time that you feel you should be getting, what do? You can go down two roads, can't you? You can graft, you can work hard, or you can start kicking up a stink like a lot of the other players have at Manchester United before. And we've seen that with quite a few already. And his agency, I would feel, are the ones that are driving his progression as being hampered by not getting game time. Look, if Kobbie's not playing, Kobbie's not getting any better. Manchester United need to realise this, and I think this is why the stories come out. Let's not put Kobbie in a bad light. Let's put Kobbie out there and say he's working hard to try and get back in this side. We need some positivity coming out of the football club at the moment. So Kobbie Mainoo is one of them darlings of Manchester United and within the Manchester United fan base at the moment, because he's one of our own Manchester lad. He's been at the club since he was a little whippersnapper, and is progressing until he hit Ruben Amorim. And this is the problem this season right now. He feels, and I think this is where the loan move came from, he got news from Ruben Amorim, I'm guessing at this bit as well, that he was not going to get into this side. He was not going to feature for Manchester United going forward in the immediate, and he wanted to get more game time. He wanted to play elsewhere, and that's where that loan move came from. And the reports that are coming out here are really just, I feel, to try and stem the flow of negativity around the football club. But it's causing a problem for Ruben Amorim at the same time. And this is where the problem comes about for me. And it doesn't look good for Ruben Amorim, because his staff and people in and around are coming out and leaking this stuff out to the media about how they cannot believe he's not getting in the side after the amount of work he's doing when others are getting in. Kobbie Mainoo also, in this report, is said to be ready to leave Manchester United if the right offer is in and he doesn't get game time soon. That is obviously going to start coming up, like I said, getting closer to the January transfer window. As the months go by, it's going to get more and more awkward for Ruben Amorim in answering questions as to why he's not starting. Well, his team is failing. For instance, if Kobbie Mainoo doesn't start against Sunderland this weekend, then and if we don't win, you can look at this and just say, well, Ruben, you was warned. Like, you didn't try changing it up. And it's stories like this and Kobbie Mainoo and his situation that I think now are coming under the spotlight because Ruben isn't changing anything. And Kobbie Mainoo's just waiting. He's waiting it out. He'll wait his turn. He's working hard to wait his turn to get into Manchester United. He'll wait for the transfer window. He'll wait for Ruben Amorim to be fired. He's waiting game in all different areas. I think this is where they're at right now. It's been very, very hush on Kobbie, but now we're hearing these stories come about. I think something's cooking, and I think something is starting to come about here, because why would this all of a sudden come out now? Well, it's because United are on their arses and Ruben Amorim looks like he's going to be leaving the football club. That's my guess anyway, and it is just my guess on this. But you can look at this in three different ways. In fact, I'll come to the chat now, first of all, to see if anybody picks up on the three ways that I think this is going to be put out and how it's going to be discussed amongst the Manchester United fans and put out in the media, to be honest. So let's have a quick jump into the chat just to see how everybody is on this situation. Again, is anybody holding Ruben Amorim accountable in this one here? Get into the comments, everyone. Let me know what you're thinking right now. Isn't this what all professionals are supposed to do to fight for their position? Yep, it is, mate. It is indeed, Steve. And this is what we're hoping Kobbie Mainoo's going to do. And we're hoping he is up for doing as well, because we need somebody else in that midfield. The questions, again, like what Steve says there, this is what people should be doing. So if he is doing it, why is he not playing? Why is he not starting any games at all? Why has he not been given a chance? In this report, they go back and say that Kobbie Mainoo was probably the best player on the park against Grimsby. His only start for Manchester United, by the way, this season. Everything else has been in little spurts off the bench. And we're seeing little bits of Kobbie. But in his only start, he was probably one of the better players and then went straight back down. He got an assist in that game also. All of this being put forward. And I'm guessing that his agent is obviously driving a big part of this as well. But still, when you look at the situation we're in, you'd expect someone to come out fighting when your team's doing so bad and you're not playing. That's how I see it anyway. Michelle says, in the last game, he lost the ball, leading to the third goal and tried to track back. I think you're supposed to say track back, but was too slow to do so. Yep, again, I'm taking all of these comments in. I can see where everybody's going. Nobody's getting carried away with this. I think there's a bigger picture to this, and this is what I'm going to get into in a minute with the three things that this could be looked at. Well, three different ways that this could be looked at. Kobbie needs to keep his head down when Ruben is binned. He will be effective in a 4-3-3. Again, we're crying too much about a 20-year-old not playing. Are we though? This is the point. We're not. We're just explaining what they're saying and how this is being reported at the moment. And I'm just wondering if anyone would come up with an explanation that was going to come up that marry up to what I think in these three ways that this is going to be put out there. Kobbie shouldn't be starting in that system, but United should not be playing that system. Good point, Andrew. I like that one. Sorry, I missed that one there. Every other Premier League club trains better and harder than we do. A major reason why we cannot compete. Players not fit enough. Do the players give 100% knowing Ruben is probably going to go? That's a very relevant question right now as well. And Carl says, I don't know what to make of the Mainoo situation. I don't think he's better that good. He's better that good for us anyway. And we're going to buy midfielders. Where's he going to play in this side, Amorim or not? Depends on the formation, doesn't it? It depends. Like someone coming in. Simon, thank you for renewing the membership. Going on Saturday for my son Jacob's 8th birthday. Simon, I hope you have a fantastic day. And Manchester United don't let you down. Don't forget, I will be bringing you up to date with all of the other news going around Manchester United at the end of this show as well. We're getting through this Kobbie one. So what are the three ways that this could be portrayed? I've been picking up on the comment section there and what everybody's been saying. But I think you can look at this in these three ways. So the first one would be, I think we've alluded to this already, United looking to play down any issues between him and Ruben Amorim. Kobbie happy at United and fighting to break back into the team and all of that. That's number one. That's how I see this being put out. And this is what I think the club would like to be put out. They're talking about his professionalism, how he's not kicking up any fuss. There's no problems behind the scene. Happy pictures of him being posted. Again, Manchester United plastering pictures all over social media of training today. Really don't give a shit, United, about players training. We don't care one bit. And again, could look at this and at the Kobbie situation and say, I don't care how hard Kobbie Mainoo is training. I really don't care. What I want is to see results on the pitch. What I want is Ruben to play him, and then I can judge him properly. Every single player, like the comments have said, should be playing and training as hard as they possibly can in training. As hard as they possibly can behind the scenes to get back in if you're not playing in this first team. So, yeah, United are hoping that this is being pushed out to drive a positive narrative, I feel. But, again, you might not look at it that way. You might look at option number 2. Kobbie making sure potential suitors are aware he is hard-working and not a problem. That's another way I could look at this. The story's been leaked from Kobbie's side of things. He's working hard. He's just being ill-treated by Ruben Amorim, who is a manager on the brink of getting the sack at Manchester United. So in case it doesn't work out for Kobbie, Amorim stays, then you still got a player there that isn't being played, that is still busting a gut behind the scenes. So let's leak that story out. So Kobbie looks good. So you're trying to figure out right now who is the one really pushing this story at this point. And that, I think, is the big question here in this, isn't it? We know that everybody's got to train hard. We know that everybody thinks they deserve a place in the side. And we know that Ruben has got favourites and a system that's not working at United. So anything like this, when you've got someone like a Manchester United Academy player, let's push the story out about him still working hard and hoping he can get back in this side, rather than him looking to get a move away like we got right at the end of the transfer window with him wanting a loan move away. Let's try and spin a positive on it. So number 2 would be Kobbie's side of it, and him making everybody aware that he is still a top talent that's willing to get back in this side and do anything to get back in it. It's more attractive for somebody to take him, I would say. Then there's number 3, and this is probably the hard-hitting one, which I hope wouldn't be the case. I just put this one in there because anybody can think anything right now with what's going on at Manchester United. But Ineos keeping him in line to prove he's just another member of the squad who doesn't warrant a huge pay rise. I know. That one was a little bit of a... And you go, twist the knife as well on that one, on the Ineos side of things. But they have been in contact with his agents and negotiating for nearly 10 months for a new contract now. Factual and reported that way. United have said no. So again, it just proves the point that Kobbie and his agent, we've got to say Kobbie and his agent because the agent represents Kobbie Mainoo. So we've got to say that they feel like they're worth more than what Manchester United think at the moment, which is why we haven't got a new deal. Are they just keeping Kobbie Mainoo in line? I can't say that it's a punishment for him because he's tried to get bigger wages. I think they're trying to draw the line under all of these entitled younger players that have come through from Manchester United's academy thinking that they've made it instantly. And I understand where Ruben's going with that. And I get where he actually feels he needs to curb some of the younger players coming through's enthusiasm, thinking that this is it. It's not it. It never will be it. And this is why Manchester United have faltered over the last 10 years. Academy players coming through and falling because they think they've already made it and they've not proved enough. So you could say that last one, Ineos keeping him in line and proving he's just another squad member and not worth a massive pay rise, i.e. he's not the superstar yet. That you could easily say is where this is going. Everything that's been put out is professional. And you know what? Man United might even be looking at this and going, look, if we want to sell him, if Ruben stays, and we want to sell Kobbie, let's just make him look good as well. So United will have a problem reporting it. Kobbie won't have a problem with it coming out either because it makes him look good. And Ineos probably haven't got a problem with it because it completely calms the situation down between player and coach. And it sort of keeps the value of Kobbie Mainoo in place a little bit. You see where I'm going with this one here. I actually do think there's a lot in play with this situation. I also look at this and say that I feel Kobbie Mainoo really knows what's coming. And that's where I'm sort of leading. Like, I think Kobbie Mainoo knows that he can be patient, that he can be this player that's just working behind the scenes because his chance will come when another manager walks through the door. And that's my feeling on that as well. By the way, I did say that Sully did speak to me about this earlier on because he's the one that put this story out. He actually said, mate, we need a phone call so I can explain the detail in this. There is a lot more going on. So that, again, adds intrigue, doesn't it? And whether or not that's things that that the club wants to go out or what Kobbie wants to go out or whatever at the moment, it just seems to be, again, another situation developing for Manchester United that's just going to spiral out of control if United don't start getting results again. I said it about 3 weeks ago. I said Manchester United right now are in a position where they need to start winning games. Otherwise, when we go through the months, as we get closer to the inevitable January transfer window, shenanigans and chaos and circus, which is United, you'll start to hear more and more noises around Kobbie Mainoo. The story was there yesterday about Kobbie wanting and preferring to go to Napoli rather than staying in England. He's still going to be there. It still is. There is even stories that Manchester United might be going for bigger players, bigger European players, potentially like the Valverdes of this world, Camavingas, and Kobbie Mainoo could be used as a make weight. We've got Barcelona being linked with Kobbie Mainoo and things like this. This is all going to start happening now. And everything that's going on behind the scenes, I think there's just so much more to it. And there's so many ways you could look at it. Are Ineos trying to bump up the price? Are Ineos preparing Kobbie Mainoo to be sold in January or loaned out in January. And how we expecting the inevitable in Ruben Amorim being fired and then Kobbie comes back into Man United side. It's a lot to get through in there. I'm going to get through a good chunk of your comments now just on this piece and where we're actually at with it. But yeah, please keep your comments flying in, everybody. I want to know what you're feeling about Kobbie, whose side you're really on with this right now. And don't forget, it's easy to side with Kobbie Mainoo right now because Man United are losing games. But don't forget, this is a player that wants more money than what he's worth. And that's his agent talking there. I don't think he's helping him one bit, and we've said this before, but always remember that above anything else. There is always that argument on top of everything that we're talking about here that he has not yet got his contract. So let's just remember that also. Andrew has just gifted 5 memberships. What an absolute legend. Thank you, Andrew. I love that, buddy. Also, we've had a membership renewal there from Ductar. Says, Amorim has to go by November 1st if he hasn't won most of his games by then. No? Question mark. So Ductar is asking me, Amorim has to go by November 1st if he hasn't won most of his games. The games, we've already told you what the games are. And this tells you exactly where Manchester United are at right now. The October fixture list has come out for Manchester United. In the whole month of October, United have got 3 games. Yes, I know there's international break and all of that, but Man United have got 3 games in October. That shows how crap we are, doesn't it? It shows how crap we really are. That we're in no other competitions and all we've got is 3 games to look forward to in this 1 month. Excuse me. And one of them is Sunderland this weekend. So when we come back from the international break, all we've got is 2 bleeding games this month. Sad times at Manchester United. They really are. It is embarrassing for this football club right now. Let's get some more comments in on this situation as well. Keep them coming in. Anthony says, Mainoo is stuck in a catch-22 scenario. If he doesn't play, then it's impossible to ask for a substantial rise in wages. Maybe it's Ineos keeping him down, so they save the money. That was one of my 3, and Anthony's gone along with that. Let me just see. Newcastle, by the way, are currently 2-0 up against USG in the Champions League. United, where are we? Oh, miles away. It pains me watching all these other Champions League games. Don't forget, straight after the show tonight, we have got football talks and we are giving away a new shirt as well to one lucky watcher and subscriber to Football Talks on that stream, everyone. So be there. Don't forget, I forgot now. It's going to be Barcelona and PSG tonight, the game we're watching. But we're going to keep an eye on the other games as well. Obviously, Arsenal's and City's games against Olympiacos and Monaco, respectively. Really don't care about them. That is a good game to watch tonight. Let's watch some real football, you could say. Top Gun says, I think it's about time we loan out our bright talents like Jim Thwaites, Lacey, Obbe, and so on. They will develop faster and be ready for the first team. Well, let's look to Johnny Evans and the sporting directors at Manchester United for getting these young players out at the right clubs. That's what I say. And I think we do need to be very, very careful where these players do go on loan. I do agree that some of them need to be sent on loan, but some, I think, just need a little bit more development in the academy also. Plenty of time still. There's a lot of, well, let's just look at it this way. We're going to be talking about a few in a minute, actually, so I'll leave that there. I can't support Amorim. That ship has sailed. Unwilling to adapt. Horrible football to watch. Horrible record. Tactics don't work. Cal says, I'd sell him. I can't get in this side. It's all hope he's gonna work and under a new manager. Why would he based on what we've seen of him so far? Doesn't fit as a central midfielder. 3. And are too slow and won't play in a front 3 now for us. Well, he's got to fit in someone's team, Carl, hasn't he? Why can't he fit in Man United's side? We know what talent he's got. I like Kobbie, feel for him. He can't show his talent when he's not getting much game time. And let's be honest, he hasn't really been given a good chance, really, or a good run of games to even prove himself at this point. So, again, when you're looking at Mainoo, you're looking at a player there that you want to see more of and properly judge again, but you can't because Ruben's not playing him. So, this is where we're at right now. I feel it's like, you know Kobbie's flaws, you know Kobbie's plus points. Which one is going to be the winner? you only see that if he plays on the pitch. And to be honest, if United wanted to sell him, we would have to start playing him a little bit more. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at another scenario where we're having to take a cut price for our players. And to be honest, he's better than Manuel Ugarte. He has to play ahead of him. And in this report, it actually says it looked nailed on that he was going to start because Casemiro was out suspended. And then bang, in comes Ugarte again, and you're back to square one. That, obviously, is down to Ruben Amorim. Of course. Right. What we're doing now... let's move on to the other news, actually. Don't forget your QR codes are on screen there. OK jerseys for all of your replica kits for around Europe and the rest of the world. Make sure you get their discount code Adam to make sure you get that extra % as well. Grab yourself one of the most up-to-date shirts from any club in Europe and all over the world, like I said, for as little as £13. Fantastic quality as well. And anyone who's already bought one, please do put your comments in the comment section and tell everyone how good them shirts actually are. With Christmas coming up, you could literally fill the stockings. Get on it right now, everybody. Grab yourself a right old bargain. Right. Into the other news we go, everybody. And we're talking... right, I did mention this before, but I want to get through all of the other little bits of news before we move to Gareth Southgate. Yeah, in terms of, I just mentioned there, didn't I, that Manchester United are not in Europe. We've got 3 games in October. Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic has come up with this report on Manchester United potentially looking to go abroad, namely to Saudi, to play a friendly. Nothing confirmed yet, but he says this. Riyadh season, an annual festival from October to March, may extend beyond Saudi Arabia, like the Canelo-Crawford fight in Las Vegas. With no midweek games until West Ham in December, Manchester United could play a friendly in December or January. Chief Business Officer Mark Armstrong, formerly of PSG, has experience with such events like PSG's match against the Saudi Pro League 11 in Riyadh in 2023. So what we're saying here is Manchester United, and we have spoke about this before, trying to utilise the gaps in their schedule, because we're out of every competition apart from the Premier League, to put friendlies on and earn more money. And if you go to Saudi, you could easily earn money. Manchester United could generate quite a lot from these games. Maybe, like we've just been saying there, we could actually see Kobbie Mainoo feature in one of these games. Look, I'm all for getting a few more fixtures in, to be honest, because this is horrible, not having games in midweek for Manchester United. It just doesn't feel right at all. But United are definitely looking in, and this was mentioned before and has come up again, and Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic is reporting this one today, that Manchester United are looking to bring in a few more friendlies in between game weeks in the Premier League to fill the schedule for United. So, again, like what they would charge, what they would get, they would probably get a big stack of cash if they went to Saudi and played one of them teams. That would be a big draw over there. Maybe get Ronaldo playing against United again. You can imagine Al Nassr versus Manchester United and the exposure that would get. That would be top notch, wouldn't it? It really would. But let's see. Let's see what develops and let's see what comes with that one. Also, in the news, Manchester United welcoming back Ahmad to training and Casemiro to training as well, obviously after his suspension, and Tyrell Malacia. We mentioned it last night. United have released pictures and videos of Tyrell being back in training for Manchester United. Don't care. There was even a stupid report come out earlier on from a Manchester United account saying that Malacia might be considered as another one of Man United's back three. Don't talk shit is all I'm going to say. Sorry for swearing, everyone, but Malacia in a back three? Seriously, get a grip. Ruben has already made it clear, apparently, that Malacia is never going to be the right type of player for one of his wing-back positions. he's coming back to United to train. He's never going to feature again for the first team because he's got about 7 centre-backs in front of him at Manchester United right now. And if I ever see Tyrell Malacia starting ahead of Lenny Yoro for Ruben Amorim or any of the other centre-backs we've got right now, then I give up completely on football. Because that would be beyond ridiculous. But that's what some people, believe it or not, are actually saying. It's ludicrous. It really is. But some of the stories I've been reading today and looking through, off-the-scale stupidity. That's all I'll say. It really has been. It's been ridiculous. Anyway, but that is the players coming back. Good news that Ahmad's back, and obviously another option in Casemiro. Manchester United almost at full strength now, barring Mazraoui and Leacher. Leacher, like we've said before, another report's come out today. I think Sam is the one who's put this out today, saying that Leacher is still training individually, not with the first team squad. This was expected. I said that don't expect to see Leacher back at least until after the next international break. So I think you're going to see Leacher. I penciled in November for Leacher. I just don't see it. I would look at maybe potentially that Spurs game, the start of November, as the one that we might see a Leacher in a matchday squad. I'm not saying he's going to start or definitely be a starter. But I'm looking at that and I'm saying that's probably where I'm guessing anyway. At least another full month of training, integrating back into the squad, and then maybe makes a matchday squad. Doesn't even start, in my opinion, at that point. But we'll see. But they're the players that we've been talking about injury-wise that are going to be back at certain times. Leacher, November. Everyone else is back, apart from Mazraoui, who returns after the international break, like Ruben said. So that's your updates on them players as well. JJ Gabriel, the 14-year-old wonder kid in Manchester United's under-18s at the moment. Don't forget, 14 in the under-18s, leading goal scorer in the under-18s league overall. That, I think, is something that we need to really look into. He is apparently going to be training with Manchester United's first team squad this season at some point. Yes, you heard right. A 14-year-old in first team training. This, I think, is going to be massive for Manchester United. So, yeah, we are looking at probably a world record breaker a Manchester United record anyway, in terms of the youngest player to ever feature for Manchester United. This is on the cards here for Manchester United and JJ Gabriel. He is that good a player. So, yeah, that is also in the offing for Manchester United. Also, this is it now. This is the news. This is the funny news. Gareth Southgate. Now, several sources have come out this afternoon. I'll come into the comment section after this bit anyway, and you can talk about everything we just went through just there. Gareth Southgate. Multiple reports out this afternoon saying that Gareth Southgate, if approached, would say no to Manchester United. Good news at last, everyone. Good news at last. Southgate says no to Manchester United. You could actually say that is the... that is as low as you can probably go as a Man United fan. But honestly, I'm celebrating it right now. I actually think that if that is true, then Gareth Southgate's actually smart. Because he's looking at that and thinking that job and this job here at United is way too big for him. So, yeah, I actually want to give a little bit of credit to Gareth Southgate if that is the case. But I wanted to, with the last bit of news, was talk about something very, very positive. But that has been spoken about in the papers and a few online accounts as well, that Southgate actually would say no to Manchester United as Newcastle make it 3-0. Another penalty for Anthony Gordon. Newcastle in cruise control. But yeah, that's the Gareth Southgate news anyway. It's crazy. No waistcoats FC, everybody. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all on that side of things, which is great news for United. But again, you got to ask the question as to if that was true, why would Gareth Southgate be saying no to Manchester United? What's putting him off? What is it that he looks at this club at the moment? Is it the circus? Is it everything going on behind the scenes? Does he not want to be in with his mate Sir Jim Radcliffe and all of that? Never work with your mates. never worked with family and all that stuff. I just think he might actually have his head screwed on, and he knows that is too big a job for him. I hope that's the case anyway. Stick to your international football, Gareth. That's where you belong, mate. Or somewhere within the FA. Perfect job for you there. And leave Manchester United completely out of it. Get your comments in, everybody. I'm just going to quickly run through the other news as well. Talk to me about Gareth Southgate. Talk to me about everything going on. Manchester United right now, according to the stats, are the most underperforming team in the Premier League so far this season. Actual to expected position in the Premier League based off Opta's stats right now. Expected position is calculated from game outcome simulation based on individual shot XG. So game simulation, how United have performed, all of these stats are going to put Manchester United right up there. If I told you that Opta had Manchester United expected 4th in the league right now, you could go back and rewind to my video the other day where I actually said you can stick your stats up your ass because they count for nothing. I don't care. The only stat that matters is the real league table. All of this data analysis and XG, expected goals, possession in opposition's box, touches in opposition box, look, it's completely miscued for me. For Manchester United right now, we are expected to be, in our performances, 4th in the league. Shows you how bad we are. 4th in the league, but currently 14th. There's no one who gets anywhere near us right now. Nobody. But, I mean, the opposite way, like Spurs being 12th, should have been 4th. Sunderland, 13th. They should have been 5th. No, it's expected to be... so the stats tell them that they should be 4th and 5th. But Manchester United, completely the opposite way. Again, where we should be, expected 4th. Where we are, Liverpool, by the way, expected to be 8th from their performances. So it shows you how clinical they are, and they're top. Yeah, I know. Football, it's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. It's not about the losses, it's about the wins. I don't care about unbeaten runs. Look at the Invincibles of Arsenal and look at their point tally. It's about how many wins you get. I'd rather stack the points up there and be unbeaten. Can't believe it, honestly. Manchester United so far down. It is criminal. Daz says, I've never had a one of the... Oh, someone talking about something else. Save that for the watch-along, lads. Just play Ahmad Saturday. Don't play Dalot under any circumstances, says Simon. Oh, wishful thinking, mate, honestly. I just see Dalot rolling up and playing another 90 minutes, to be honest. I can't wait to see this squad Amorim picks on for Sunderland. At least I will get a laugh on match day. I hope not, mate. I really do hope not. Because, look, nobody wants us to lose this game. We all want to win the game. The balance overloaded at the back, only play free, short in midfield, plenty forward, not a good balance, playing favourites all the time and struggling big time. That from Joseph. Carl says, leave him in the youth. We don't need to ruin him this early on. Again, I know I said this yesterday. Lots of people talking about Jimmy Thwaites as well at the moment at Manchester United, making waves in the academy. Another 17-year-old. Don't do it. Don't ruin him just yet. Dan Armour trained with the first team today as well. Another academy player for Manchester United. Another young prospect. Lots and lots of positives going around within Manchester United right now. Behind the scenes in terms of the academy and what we've been talking about for the last few days. Remember when I said it this morning? Manchester United's under-18s top, under-21s top, women's team top. If United are going to be this bad in the first team and they're going to take everybody down with them, it will impact everyone at the football club. All of this progression and everybody doing well in Manchester United's academy and everywhere else at the club counts for nothing if the first team can't get their act together. Relegation would kill Manchester United. Was right. Sesko would score last week for United. 3-0 win this week. Sunderland have loads out injured, but Sunderland are confident right now. And let's be honest, Manchester United have got a fully fit squad, near enough, and are worse than they've ever been. So, really, you could probably counteract the two, really, couldn't you? That's how I say it anyway. Mazraoui's not back in training, Carlos. No, he's not. 12 million from Saudi to play Amorim off and leave Bruno there. Sounds a right plan to me. You can't do it outside the transfer window, Carl. I know you're keen. Brother Tom, love Amorim. Oh, no, he's gone. He's deleted that one. Sunderland are a hard-working team, good, organised. I think it will be a close game, but at Old Trafford, a 1-goal win. Story's copying my scoreline there. I predict a Man United 1-0 win against Sunderland, and Ruben Amorim sees out the international break. If he loses, we've said it before, forget it. I think it's game over for Ruben Amorim at that point. I did tell you about the transfer news earlier on. Vlahovic on a free transfer for Manchester United is definitely something that the club is also looking into as well. Just going to quickly stretch out to see what else is going on. We have got lots of other news flying around at the moment. Manchester United are considering Cesc Fabregas as a replacement for Ruben Amorim, and they added him to a shortlist. Come on! Fabregas is admired for his modern style of play and has earned respect for developing younger players. That's a report from Italy. Obviously, Fabregas currently at Como FC. That, again, that can't be a real story. People are making all sorts up at the moment. Any manager at all they can make a story from, they are doing. It's scary. Right now, it really is. The names that are coming up are ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Don't forget, tonight we are doing a giveaway on Football Talks. More on that as we go into the actual watch long. So please stay with us. Please make sure that you do get involved as well in that one. We can continue all of the football conversation from all over on Football Talks as well, everybody. We're watching Barcelona versus PSG. Ballon d'Or winner against Manchester United reject Marcus Rashford. A rejuvenated Marcus Rashford. So we can actually do a bit of a loan watch tonight, and get into where Marcus Rashford is. It'd be interesting again. Last time we watched him, he had a star performance against Newcastle. By the way, 3-0 up still Newcastle right now in their game. So we're going to be catching the back end of that as we jump across to Football Talks very shortly. And then getting into the juicy one, which is, of course, Barcelona versus PSG. Who's your money on, by the way, everybody, in that game? And make sure that you do come across and join us for that one. In the poll right now, nearly 1,000 votes on that. Please, by the way, get your likes in and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, completely free and helps the channel out massively. Get them up, please. The poll is saying, do you expect United to win this Saturday? 53% of you have said yes. 47% no. That is quite scary. That is a very, very low in confidence Manchester United fan base right now. Yeah, I know. Then again, the way that the conversations have been going this week, I kind of expected it. But look, if Ruben leaves, all the players that sacked 2 or more coaches must also leave. Rely on youth rather than our current ones. Tired of the same problems. Unfortunately, you cannot sell them outside of a transfer window, Andreas. Otherwise, I think you might be right. I think there'll be a few of them following. And we would be seeing the back end of quite a few Man United players. Paul Best says, don't want to see Amorim go. It's not his fault. It's rotten from the top. Ineos are worse than the Glazers. I disagree on every single point of them, Paul, to be honest there. It's not worse than the Glazers, one bit, because they have invested money, which the Glazers didn't. They have put football people in play. The transfer windows have been better and more structured. But Ruben Amorim is the worst manager that we've had post-World War II. And the facts show that. So, again, he doesn't have to play them older players. He's got his own players there that he could play, but he chooses not to. That's up to him. So, sorry, Paul, mate. I can't agree with that one, I'm afraid. John says, I would bench Bruno for Mainoo and give him a run of games. I'd also bench Dalot for Mazraoui, Maguire for Yoro, and Heaven for Shaw because the lineup has to change. it would be nice just to see a bit of continuity and consistency with a few other players, wouldn't it? I would like to see a few other faces coming in and giving a chance, but I'm not fully confident that that is going to happen under Ruben Amorim, and that's why, like I said, we cannot back him. We really can't. Adam, question, says Steve. I dare you to grow your hair until we win 2 games on the trot. Look, I've got weddings to go to, mate. How am I supposed to do that? Like, seriously, I'd need to get it cut a lot shorter before I actually did any bets like that. Let me know if anyone's up for it. No, don't, please. God. I could do a beard one. I could grow the beard out until United win 2 games in a row. You never know. Although I'll just be copying the United Strand guy, won't I? Bless him. Has anyone seen that meme of Ruben Amorim in the dugout messing with his hair? Someone put in the comments, describe Manchester United's, on the post, describe Man United's season without writing anything. Just put it in picture. And it's Ruben Amorim in the dugout at Grimsby with the United Strands guy's hair, the guy who's got the bet about Man United winning 5 games, and then cutting his hair. Not cutting his hair until, but he's there playing with his hair in the dugout. It was like the perfect response. Daz, yeah, weddings. I only go to funerals now. Oh, Daz, that's it's a bit downbeat, mate, to finish up. Look, that is our show tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of it. Absolutely brilliant in the comment section again. We go again. Actually, Andreas, quick super chat there. Sorry, I forgot. Let them play with the reserves that they can watch the game. All right. Yeah, I don't mind that, but we know reality's never going to do it. If you left a fan in charge of this Man United side for a week, what would they do? That's a good way to finish, actually. Cheers, everybody. Absolute legends. We're going to be jumping straight across in just a moment's time over onto football talks, because we have got Barcelona versus PSG. That game coming up next. You will be redirected across once we finish here. Get your likes in, get your comments in. Please hit that subscribe button, everybody, as well, while you're at it. It helps the channel out massively. Get involved, get into the comment section on all of them topics, including Kobbie Mainoo. And I'll see you all over on Football Talks in just a minute's time.